life. I got a product pole for week and ready. Wrapped.
The diminished breast size on this side.
Get him on smoke too. Get him on board. Collar package. Be one for the trauma center.
Man, we can just come give you seat for the ambulance.
West side of yard is Medic 32. We're en route to your location. Emergency traffic. We have one patient critical from a motor vehicle accident. This time with patient on 100% oxygen by face mask. We have one IV lactated ringers running in wide open at this time.
What was the last blood pressure you have on it?
46 palpate.
Probably going to need a neurosurge consult because of your pupil.
Yeah, he has a ruptured globe on the right.
Got it. Pressure started palpated.
Barely got a pulse here. What do his pupils look like? Belly's real tense.
Needs to be pulled back. Got two O-silk or he's removing repositioning to. Got two O-silk.
Okay, I don't think it's going to make it.
We at the Save a Life Foundation would like to thank you for your sincere concern in saving lives by allowing us to demonstrate why being an active bystander is so vital. I would like to introduce to you my daughter, Christina. Labor Day 1992, Christina was involved in an automobile accident, resulting in her arm being severed. The police who first arrived at the scene would not apply pressure to control the bleeding. Instead, they stood watching while Christina lay bleeding to death on the highway. My community, as well as communities throughout this country, experience similar, if not exact, situations daily. Because it is not part of the job description to render aid, individuals aren't being trained in basic life-saving procedures. Since my daughter's accident occurred in a rural community, it took more time for paramedics to arrive than Christina had blood. Thus, Christina died that morning just days into her 18th year. It is vital that bystanders and first responders assist immediately after an accident. Here are a few simple procedures. Open the airway and provide oxygen, or apply pressure to a wound to prevent blood loss. Especially in rural communities, distance often delays professional rescuers. Unfortunately for the victim, this delay can cost them their lives. It could be your child or your loved one lying there breathless or bleeding. Over 200,000 children die each year that might have been saved with a bystander's first response. Just a few simple procedures can maintain life until professional emergency personnel arrive. Although these procedures are simple, many people are reluctant to learn them or get involved.
As a firefighter-paramedic for the past 10 years, I've witnessed too many cases like Christina's, where lives could have been saved if only someone had known what to do and what not to do before paramedics arrived. Researchers are just beginning to study what stops people from choosing to help a stranger in need. In my own experience, both in the classroom and on the street, reluctance to help is linked to fear. Fear of doing the wrong thing. Learning what not to do in an emergency is just as important as what to do. Fear of making the person worse. In the case of CPR, a person without a heartbeat is dead. It's impossible to make them much worse than that. However, when basic CPR is performed prior to the arrival of paramedics, there is a greater chance that the patient will be successfully brought back to life. The fear of getting sued. Forget it. Good Samaritan laws protect you when you help someone in good faith. And the fear of contracting a disease. Mouth barriers and latex gloves are inexpensive and adequate protection from contracting disease. You know, being a paramedic has taught me that few people believe an emergency will happen to them, and that watching someone die often produces tremendous feelings of helplessness and guilt in bystanders. Some people can be saved and others cannot. Knowing that you tried your best to help can limit your own and perhaps others' grief. There are too many Christinas, and you can make a difference. Join the Save a Life Foundation. Help make life-saving education available within our schools, workplaces, and on our streets and highways. Everyone should have the basic skills and knowledge necessary to help save a life.
Don't let unfounded fears get in the way of learning or performing life-saving first aid. Remember, most of these emergencies occur to one's own family. Will you be prepared, or will you assume that police, firefighters, 911 dispatchers, teachers, or coaches will assist you in saving a life? If you do, you may be wrong. You, the bystander, cannot assume others will help. You must know how to act in an emergency.